Let me give everyone a few minutes to get here because I think it's just me right now. Maybe it just... There we go. Ahoy! Oh, it's Masts, 9 months. Ahoy, cat! I thought I'd give everyone a few minutes to get here. This is weird by myself. Did you get all your painting supplies? Oh, we have 3 people now. Yes. All right. I know I got nervous. I'm by myself. I didn't ever do this before. So I hope everyone is having a lovely Saturday night and getting ready for... Don't be behind. It's all right. We can wait. We can chat a bit. We only have 3 people. Oh, thank you. I didn't want to wear my whole garb because paint. I didn't want to get on my waistcoat. So how's everyone else's Saturday night going? Mine's just starting. I got home and getting all set up to paint. And do this stream thing for the first time. So I guess who's painting? If you want to write in the chat or using other materials, we can chat for a bit about that while we wait for everyone. I'm using acrylics because that's usually what I like to paint with. But I think there's some others that were deciding on some other materials they wanted to try out. I found this really cute little, these were always my favorite. Yes, I'm excited to see your paints too, Kat, and how they come out. I think they're going to be really exciting for the picture we're making. This is really corny, but I found this at the store when I was buying more paints, and I always loved these as children. Oh, my easel came from the place that's 5 and below. It's very cheap. It's not very fancy, but it works for what I need. Yes, I always loved them as a kid, and they had them, so I had to buy them. There was a little pack. They had a very tiny one too. I don't know what I'm going to do with them other than sit them here with my painting. But whatever, they're cute. They're not going to stay on my easel though. Oh well. Ahoy! Thanks for joining us, Kirsten's dad. Are you painting tonight? Or arting in some way? All right. What's everyone have for snacks or drinks? Because Oh, drinking's fair too. That's fun. What are you drinking? I'm drinking water, which is important for hydration, because I have watch tonight, so... Ooh. Wine is good. I have wine ice cream that's not actual wine. Ooh, Parrot Bay and pineapple juice. I can't talk. That's a good choice. Yes, I also approve. I have ice cream in the flavor of rosé. So, kind of wine for Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day. That is also what today is, I forgot. So, all right. Should we start painting or should we give people more time to get here and get ready? I'm going to put my paints out. Well, the first ones, because I don't like to do them all at once. If I put them on my easel, on my palette, because I forget and they dry out a bit, so I don't always like to do that. I should probably open my paints before we do this. So I'm going to put out my white and my yellow paint first because we're going to start on the moon. I forget we should draw first. I don't always draw when I paint because I just paint what I want. But since we're doing an actual portrait of something, I thought that we should, you know, draw a little bit of it ahead of time. Is anyone ready that I should start painting, or at least drawing on the canvas? They could still work, Kat. Maybe some water. Some of mine are old. And some of mine are not as good as I found the other day. All right. So first, and if you want to use a ruler, you can. I'm not going to use a ruler, even though I can't draw a straight line for my life. But we want to draw the horizon line, since we're doing you know, the ocean and a skyline. And just so everyone, if you haven't seen, this is the beginning of a mock-up that I did. I didn't finish it, so we're going to paint the ship and the palm trees together and see how they come out. So, you're going to just draw. I'm going to try to do this so everyone can see, and I'm not turning my back to you. So, you kind of pick where you want your horizon to be. You can measure it if you want. And just kind of gently draw a not terribly straight line. That was not a straight line. But that's all right. It's all right. It's the process, not the product, is what I always say. It doesn't matter how much, how it looks in the end. Even though if it looks nice, that's nice too. So once you have your horizon line, yeah, the angles are hard because I don't want to sit and paint and turn my back to you, but I also want to see you to see what I'm doing while I do it. So we'll see how it looks. So after we do our horizon line, we are going to draw our moon. And I think that's about it as far as we're going, as far as drawing goes. The rest of it's going to be painting, unless you're using other materials in your drawing, which is great too. Art is art. And we're doing this for fun. So I'm going to just kind of you can also use a paper plate for this one if you want. I'm going to freehand my moon, which may not look good, but I don't care. So you're just going to kind of draw the moon coming up out of the water, right? And then, so if you're going to use your paper plate, you want to place it like up on your horizon line, but a little dipped under. That was a weird one. So you have your moon there that you're drawing on. I don't think you can see what I've drawn because of the light, but there we go. Can hopefully see that a little better where we're at if you're drawing or painting along here. So once you put your moon on there, you have your horizon line. You want your white paint. I should have probably cleaned my palette first, but that's all right. I don't care. And then you're going to want your yellow paint. Give a better yellow. That yellow will do. And we're just going to mix a light yellow color. We don't want a lot of yellow on here, because it's just going to be kind of a light yellow moon, because we all know the moon is made of cheese, right? I don't know if you all should have let me do this. And, you know, pick whatever brush is going to give you decent coverage to paint your moon and fill it in. I'm going to use this flat one. It's not overly large, but it'll work for a moon. And just kind of mix up a nice yellow color. I think I'm going to want my yellow a little more of a bright yellow in there. So I'm just going to add some more yellow. Oh, hi, it's Chappie here. Hi, Chappie. So when I first did my yellow, I had a kind of a mustard yellow, and it didn't do the yellow that I want for the moon. So now I'm just going to use a brighter yellow to mix with the white. I should show you. Let's just kind of mix it all together here. And give yourself a nice, you know, light kind of pale yellow moon. Or darker if you choose. All of these colors are really just a suggestion and not a requirement because it's your painting. So however you want to paint it, you can choose your colors. So once you get the yellow that you want, I think I'm satisfied with this yellow. You're going to just paint your moon, right? Now I like to do kind of, yes, that too. We're going to add texture in, but yes. And I kind of do the outline first and then just fill in, but the beauty, well, acrylics are a little more contained. That's also why I prefer acrylics, because watercolors to me get too out of contained. They're not contained. I like to be more in control. So I like my acrylics, but watercolors can be really pretty too if you know how to work them right. So you're just gonna, you know, fill in your moon there in whatever yellow you chose. Yes, I see Bob Ross there. I like that emoji, whatever we call them on Twitch. So once you get your yellow on, maybe a little bit of a couple layers, I'm gonna go over my pencil line because I don't really want to see it. Although once we do the purple, we won't see it as much. You can layer in more yellow if you want, or you can leave it like this. We're gonna also add some gray to it for some texture. So I'm gonna just put this paint over, and we're not gonna wait for the moon to dry when we do the texture with the gray because it'll blend a little better. Ahoy! Yes, we're doing art. Are you doing art too, or are you just watching, drinking, hanging out? Oh, I need to mix gray. Actually, you could mix gray. I am not going to mix it because I realized I have silver. And so my moon's going to be silver and yellow. Well, drinking and hanging out is good too. What are you drinking? So you don't need a lot of your gray because it's just going to be kind of to make the moon spots. The moon spots. You know what they're called. And you can put them wherever you want. I'm going to do kind of 4 in blend just for the shading for mine, but you can choose how you would like. Oh, Calico Jack rum, that's a good choice. And we all know how Kat feels about Calico Jack. So just take the grey. Oh, my silver's not really showing up the way I want it, so maybe I'll mix it with a little bit of black, or I need to shake it more. Moon freckles, there you go, or moon spots. I like both those, but moon freckles sounds cuter. I need to shake the silver more. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, you just want to put your moon freckles however you want them. This is too wet, so I'm gonna use a black. Actually gonna use my metallic paints for some of this and see how they look when they're dry, because I've not used them much. I bought these metallic ones because glitter, shiny, you know. So we use a little bit more of that to mix our gray. I know I said I weren't going to mix it, but I'm going to mix it. That should look a little better. Alright, so we've got some are painting, some are rumming, which is always, you know, a good fun pirate thing. Anyone else? What's everyone else doing on your Saturday? So once I put my moon freckles in here, just kind of stipple them on there so they blend. Doesn't have to be exact. Anything we're blending. I'm actually going to go back over the... I might need to go a little faster for... I'm just going to blend a little more out, because I don't want them to be that dramatic. But again, however you want to do it is how you want to do it. So there's my moon. Oh, vacation plans are fun. I can't wait for one of those. So there's your moon. And your moon freckles, however you want them to be. I'm going to just add a little more of the yellow to my moon. Oh, well, now it's a little more blended for texture, because I still have gray on here, but that's alright. So now we have our moon and our moon freckles. So what we're going to do next, once I wash my brush a little much, because I don't want my colors to mix too much. Well, there's no mistakes in painting. It's just process, and you make happy trees. We're going to have happy palm trees by the end of this. But we put those last, because whenever, you know, painting, I try to do the background first and kind of build out to the foreground. You didn't know this was an art class, but now it is. Not that I really pretend to know art that much, just a bit. Really not a lot at all. Happy little accidents, yes, those two. All right, so once your moon is on there, I'm going to let it dry a bit, because I don't want it to blend with... That's not a good dryer. Sometimes, you know, when you're doing a painting and you want it all finished in one, you can use different things to dry it. I'm not going to do that because it would be very loud on stream, and I would not do that to all of you. So, our next step, what we're going to do is work on the sky, and once it's dry, I'm going to take my bright white, not mixed with anything, just the white, and do kind of a ring around the moon so it stands out. And then we're going to go out with the purple, or whatever color you want your sky to be. Blue, green, pink. Yes, rum can be a part too. However, tonight I have watch, so I be not drinking the rum. I be drinking water. Kind of like our sunset water in the other night. Well, you add more and more rum, your painting could get really interesting. But I have ice cream, because pirates love ice cream, if we have not already made that clear on this stream. It's still very frozen though, because my freezer works very well. Does anyone have plans for Galentine's or Valentine's tomorrow? I want to share. Sorry. I'm not going to talk with my mouth full. That was rude. It just means that your painting will have more character brought on by the rum. That's all right. Somewhere's a place anyway. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put the white around the moon. Hopefully my moon I made enough yellowy that it'll stand out still. Rum chemistry, that works too. So I get more white. I might need to get creative with palettes because I took up a lot of... Yeah, I don't know if Kat's drinking rum tonight though. It might be wine. Either way, all of the paintings will have character, and I'm very excited to see everyone's. Alright, so I'm going to put some more white on my palette. Now, if you're just starting or joining and you're painting along, you can put all your colors out first and then mix them, but I like to do it as I go. Don't always prepare. It's just how it goes. So you're just going to kind of take your... Oh, I didn't want to use this brush. This was a happy accident, because there be no mistakes. And just make one ring in white around your moon. I think I need to paint a little quicker though, for time. I've been dilly-dallying too long. So you have your white, so your moon will kind of stand out from your background. I did, because I was going to serve it like a proper person who maybe wasn't going to eat it all at once, but it was so frozen and I was running out of time before the stream. So I just put the whole thing in there, and that's how big my mug is. So I guess I'm eating it all or it's going to melt. And that's how my Valentine's is going. I'm kidding. I'm not like... It means nothing. Alright, so I'm going to switch brushes because I use this giant brush for the rings. And yes, the Pint of Champions. There you go. I feel better now. Thank you. I'm going to use a smaller brush for the purple. But which one? This one. It's just kind of a flat, thinner flat one for these. And I'm going to find my lighter purple, which I'm also probably going to mix a little bit with... I should have opened all of these first, huh? Oh well. Y'all can watch me open them. I won't use my teeth this time. I'm going to put it right next to the white on my palette because I'm going to blend a little white in for the lighter layer. The lighter purple as we kind of go around. And you just kind of blend the ring around with the light purple. I think I need to turn my brightness down because I think, oh, maybe you can't see my portrait. Ah, yes. Oh, white wine is a good choice too. Oh no, that's why I picked the bigger mug for the ice cream and then the bright orange cup for the water because that would be really gross. Drinking paint water would not end well. So you're just trying to find a good angle so you all can see it closer. Here we go. Is that any better? I'm going to do a rung of light purple and kind of blend it out. That's all right. Blend some white in so it layers. You don't want to blend it too much because then it will just be one color and you won't get the layers. Oh, good. So we'll go a little darker. You can also do more than one color in the background if you wanted. If you wanted to do more of a sunset look, you could do purple, maybe add in some pink and orange. I'm just going to do purple because if you don't know me, you should know that purple be my color. It's purple all day, every day. So we'll do a little bit of a darker purple around. And just kind of have fun with it. Be loose. I need it to be, I think, a little darker there to stand out, but that's all right. So I'm going to just mix in, I think, a little of the black with the purple to make it dark, because I don't want to use my dark purple yet. Oh, thank you, cat. Oh, no. All right, well, that was too much and too dark, so we're just going to fix that. Just kind of go, it doesn't have to be in a perfect half circle. Don't worry about how it looks. Again, it's having fun. It's the process. And you're just blending out. Again, not as too dark. I mean, too much blending. So now that I've done that one, I'm going to get to a darker one, a darker purple, and then we'll go to really dark at the end of it, and then we can move on to our ocean. Oh, we have lots of time. And so I'm going to open up my darker purple. And I'm not washing my brush in between these because I want it to blend a bit, so it's all right that, you know, and if I wet it too much, then it'll just be very watery on the canvas, and that won't be very good. Oh, this one's open. I wonder if that was open at the store. So I'm going to go in with a darker purple, but I'm going to put a little white in this one Not mix it all the way, because it's alright if the white comes through and you know how it did streaks here. I'm actually surprised I haven't dumped them in the ice cream mug. Not paying attention, so. So we'll just do kind of more this way, stripes. Again, it's all right that it's not perfect half circles. The sky is not perfect, right? I say that as I try to make it more perfect, but I'm not worried about it. I've had to learn a lot of less self-criticism for painting to enjoy it more. I don't know if anyone else has had this difficulty. And I've learned it nicely through paint parties or paint nights is, you know, if you do it for the fun and not kind of beat yourself up as you go, or, you know, sometimes it looks kind of rough as it happens, but it looks better at the end. And anyway, you had fun when it's all over, I hope. And then I also, you know, with paint and other mediums, you do have to let up a little bit of control, because it's not all going to come out just so. So once you've got a good bit of your kind of rungs in your sky, we're going to do the darkest purple for these last bits to fill the space. I'm going to also go in to these areas and kind of fill in some of the white spaces and blend a little better. Although what I've got on my palette's already starting to dry out, but that's because I didn't put that much on it. Don't like to waste paint. Sorry, almost lost my light. Could have been a disaster. All right, so now we're going to just use the brightest, darkest, however you want to call it, purple on the outside and finish up our sky. Oh, that was a lot of purple. That's all right. So you're just going to come in and kind of fill in your white spaces here. Oh no. Can you add water to them? Will that help them not be as dry, or are they just really just out dry? Although Prismacolors sound just fine too. So you're just filling in the white space here. Maybe bringing in a little bit more of the shading if you want. I'm going to add some black to this one so I can maybe have it darker in the corner. To be a little more shaded. So there's your sky and your moon. We've gotten that far. I might touch up my lower layers because I don't know that it pops as much as I'd like it to. But you can also leave yours the way you want. However yours is looking is great. Again, we're not going to beat ourselves up over it. We're going to be nice to ourselves. Sorry, you might get a little therapy pirate too with the art class if you didn't notice. Can't always turn it off. Alright, I'm going to go back in for all of what I just said and touch up mine a little because it's going to bother me. The colors aren't different enough. Is anybody that's painting along or drawing along or arting in any way along doing ooh, silver and gold sounds lovely and very probably would make it very much shinier. I like shiny. Shiny is always good. I'm just wasting all my purple paint because I keep squeezing too much of it out and that's not what I wanted. So I apologize for that dramatic exclamation, but that's what that was. All right. All right, well, that was fun. Trying to watch and talk to you all on the stream while also painting. I just kind of goofed it up a little bit, but that's all right. Happy accidents. I can fix it. So I'm just going in to add a little more shading to mine, to the rungs, because I think I blended a little too much and the colors are very close to each other, more so than I wanted. This is true. There's no such thing as too much purple. And honestly, if I could, I might be head to toe purple pirate. But I tried to change it up a little bit and not be everything purple. All right, so I'm going to do the corners a little darker. Again, adding some layers in if you're painting and you want to do that. Or you don't have to. I need the black to do that. Ah, too much black too. That's all right. Can always let it dry and then peel it off later off the palette. That can be kind of relaxing. Sorry, I'm weird. It's just what I do. All right, so I am gonna call it Content with. I just. You jinxed me because I literally just went to wash my brush in my ice cream. Luckily not all the way in. It was just the corner. Could have been very I love you too. Sorry. They're acrylics, they're not gonna, kill me. I don't know how to do that, so I'm sure I've put worse things. Never mind. Moving on. So I'm gonna fix what no, I'm gonna let that dry. I was gonna say I'm gonna fix this and make it more white, but I'm gonna let it dry. Yeah, edible paint. That works. What you also can do while you're waiting for some parts to dry, because I don't want to start on the ocean part just yet. Also going to just peek at the portrait soon for more, is you can paint your sides. You can always wait till the end to do that, but I like to do it. I can also do it as I go, because it gives it... Almost got paint on my hat. I probably did get it on my hat. Oh well. There's a reason I didn't wear my waistcoat, because I had a feeling I would have paint everywhere if I had, and I would be a very cross pirate. Oh! I'm sure that he did not appreciate that and said, oh, gross. Yeah, swigs of paint water is not great. It's true, I could have, I think I actually survived. Didn't get paint on my hat. This hat is more worse for the wear anyway. Alright, so I'm going to paint the sides before I move on to the ocean. Just for my sense of needing it to be finished. Except I just washed my brush and dipped it in the paint. Such is life. Oh, I've probably done that, yes. Dunked it in the drinking water. At least it wasn't terribly dangerous paint, or you weren't, like, cleaning it off that way. No, it unfortunately does not taste purple. That would be more fun. But it does taste very good. It's rosé and cream. It's like wine ice cream minus the alcoholic part. It's very, very tasty. Alright. So I'm going to paint my sides of my portrait, which don't really have to be obviously overly fancy. If you, do decide, you can always, depending on how you feel about your painting, get it framed. So it doesn't matter if the sides are painted, really. I don't frame anything. I just stick it places. At some point I have to figure out a place for my art, I think. The other thing, you probably don't want to get it too much into your actual front ground of your portrait. Oh, yes, I want to see progress painting. I can't really look at them right now, but I still want to see progress paintings. I can't talk. I don't know why you'll let me do this by myself. I'm gonna assume that the way to go, Chappie, means that your painting is gorgeous and beautiful so far. Which I'm not surprised, because I think everyone's going to be. And I'm just having fun. I hope everyone else is having fun. Don't know how fun watching me paint is, but here we are. Oh, you got a clip of me. Great. I'm glad that will live on in the internet. There's probably lots of things from this stream that live on in the internet. All right. So we are about halfway, which is a good point for us, I think. We can start our ocean. I think I need to put my ice cream separate because I'm dripping. All right. Well, thank you, Kat. I'm dripping my paint water in my ice cream now. The ice cream's just not going to escape the paint, apparently. It wants to be painted. Yeah, I'm eating it because it's going to melt and then I'm going to have an entire pint melted that didn't go in my stomach. And that will be very sad. All right. I think I needed to bring two. Well, that'll work. I think I needed to bring two palettes down because I didn't have a big enough palette to put the other colors on now that I need to move to the ocean. This is very good ice cream. I would recommend if anyone wants wine flavored ice cream. Although it's more just kind of a raspberry and cream, which is very good too. It feels very on brand for Valentine's Day. All right. Let's move to the ocean, to our water. And put this over here. And see if I have another palette down here. If not, I will use my ice cream lid because that works too. I picked for my water, purple raspberry. For my water, I found this lovely teal blue. Oh, JK, it's not teal. It's a cayman blue, but it counts, so it's water. It looks like water to me, so I'm not going to complain. I liked it better than the teal that I did on this one, because that was just kind of some other paints that work better for not canvases and don't pull as much. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky and interesting because I did this differently on the other one than the step-by-step instructions suggested. So we'll see how it goes. Again, if you want to change your colors, you can pick whatever color you want your ocean to be. It can be a magical ocean and also be... Yeah, it could be green. All right, I'm going to put a good amount of the blue. I probably need more of it because the water's going to take up a lot. Well, I didn't need that much purple. Oh dear, now I've got blue on me. The baby shouldn't have worn my rings, but that's all right. They're also going to be painted. So for the water, at least for the edges, I'm going to use this brush. It's kind of a bigger one and flat. I like the flat ones. We'll use the round brushes when we get to the detail. So, oh. I was worried about being cold in my basement, but it's actually pretty warm. Does anybody else have snow by them? We had snow. It was very lovely, and then it rained, and now it's like ice and slush. So just ice. Ugh, yeah. It's ice and I don't get along. I have a long history of falling on ice, so I'm not thrilled that the snow has turned to ice and isn't just snow. Also, I had to remake my snowmans. Oh, I love a lot of snow as long as it's good snow and not like icy snow or slush. We get slush near me most of the time. So I just put my teal in my makeshift palette here, which is the ice cream lid. And I'm just going to start from the outside here and paint in. Outside here, I mean. I love buffalo snow. I grew up visiting my grandparents near Buffalo. 6 inches is good. And so I really dearly miss that upstate New York snow that we used to get in the winter time when we could go see it. It could be moonrise or moonset, whichever time of day you decide your pirate ship once we put it on here is. I better get painting or we're not going to get to the pirate ship. Alright, so I'm just going to take the teal. Wow, that is a blue. I was not prepared for that intensity of blue. But that's alright. And thank you. I'm glad, I'm fairly pleased with it so far. Even if I did add that, I swiped it trying to talk to you and paint at the same time. You're just going to we're bringing our blue into the middle here. And getting a good covering for your ocean. We're not going to worry about it if it gets a little messy on the horizon line. I needed to say that for myself as well as for anyone else that's painting or doing things along. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I am a little, but I'm not going to stress. Because it's alright. It's going to look great in the end. How's everyone else doing? Is anyone else painting or coloring or drawing along? Are we doing alright? How's our rum? So I'm not going to do the water all the way into the middle because I want to put the reflection of the moon down the middle. Although I may put it all the way in the middle and then put the reflection on, I haven't decided yet how I want that to work. So you're just swiping, just dragging it into the middle. This side's a little hard. Oh, ahoy, Annie. So, emptying the bottle. That works for Saturday night too. Yeah, if I could figure out how to teach how I painted Rum Shark, we could do a paint night with Rum Shark, but I have to figure out how to actually do that because I don't even know how I did it. But if you liked this and we chose to do it again, I could attempt that. If it was what the people wanted, So we're just gonna paint your water in. Not worry too much over how it looks. This is the part of painting sometimes I like. It's just the repetitive, it's very calming. Now I'm going to put a little white in to lighten it up so we can get to our reflection on the water. Oh, is that what we're doing? Oh, it's the sound of the brush. It is a thing. It's actually very relaxing. It feels weird sometimes, but I like to look what I've done. This is... I'm sorry. It's... I'm a very dramatic person, and I've got blue on me because I dropped my paintbrush on my shirt, which I knew was bound to happen. So that's why I wore this one and not my nice garb. Although I've been thinking I might dye this one blue. Yeah, it's a nice color. Thanks. I might dye this one though, because it's been getting kind of grody and, you know, it's old. Anyway, that's where I wore it. Just paint everywhere. Oh, I like that. Character and drama. I did it for the drama. Yes. So we're going to take white now and just kind of drag the white into this. Again, not blending too much because we want to see the reflection. And it's going to be more white and bigger at the top where we put our ship in here. I'm blending it too much, but I'll let it dry and then we'll add some more white. Chappie, I don't know. The ice cream got it, the shirt got it. Who knows what else? The hat might get it. Surprised I haven't got my face yet. Alright, so you've pulled, if you're doing this at home or you're following along, we made our ocean. And I'm just going to bring this a little closer. Oh, I shouldn't have painted the sides yet. See, sometimes you don't want to paint the sides too soon because then you can't hold it. Yes, good painty memories and high adventure. I love it. So you've painted your ocean and you've kind of blended in your, not too much blending in, put the white so that you have your reflection from the moon. I'm actually very pleased it came out that way. I'm going to let that dry a few moments. Because I want to add more white to it to be more of the reflection, but I don't want to do it yet until it dries, or else it will just blend blue into more blue and it won't be a reflection. So oh, thank you. I'm a little surprised it came out, but I'm happy. So I appreciate that. Is anyone else working along that wants to, I don't know. I know you can't really show it except in the Discord, but chime in on how they're doing. If they changed up any colors that they wanted to do different colors with. While we let this one dry a bit before we move to our next step. And I eat ice cream because pirates love ice cream. And also I don't want it to melt. Yeah, I'll have to look. Unfortunately, my other device is low on battery because I did not prepare. And I'm trying to save it until I can get to the details for when we paint the details. What I could do... Does anyone have favorite things they like to paint? Like favorite subjects or favorite art mediums they prefer to use. Like I enjoy acrylics. I don't know. And I generally I've noticed I paint very like pretty things. I like mermaids. Not always good at painting mermaids. I've painted fairies. I like those. But I've been trying to branch out and paint more, not as just pretty or flowery kinds. Rum shark, yes. I was going to bring rum shark down and I did not. I was going to share it tonight because it's painting. Well, maybe if we have time, I shall. Before we end, if we're running into needing, to fill the time, maybe I shall bring rum shark and show everyone rum shark. And then maybe we could have a rum shark paint night. I don't know. I don't know how they'll look at the end though. Because I don't know, honest to goodness, how I made rum shark the way that I did. So, alright. I'm going to actually clean this brush in the water and not the ice cream. I'm not going to make that mistake a second time, I think. I could attempt a whiskey kraken and a beer dolphin, but I'm not really sure how they would look. I did paint a kraken once, but it was only the tentacles coming out to grab onto the ship. Hey, coloring is good too. I love coloring. It's not only something that's a lot of fun, but it can be very calming. It's a great coping skill. And can look really awesome. Coloring is a good skill. Now paint all over my hands. But not on my rings yet. That I probably shouldn't have worn. But such is life. I am going to paint. I'm going to fix this moon. This area that I painted purple that I didn't want to be purple. And maybe not be successful, but I'm going to try. Ah, yes. Tis a fearsome sea monster, and one should always be careful around it. That's what my one portrait is actually. A kraken is eating the ship. Oh, aye, Shippy. Shippy is helpful. So does anyone else have any other art mediums they like? I know we have people who like, photography, we have painting. I'm sure we have some... I know we have our knitter and our crew. Glass, yes, yes. I've seen that, and you do wonderful things with glass. Alright, well, I've tried to fix my blunder. I don't know that I've done... Oh, your pencils? That's a good medium too. That works. You can get some good shading in with those too. Interpretive dance? Hey, dance is fun. And I love photography too, though I'm not, most of my photography is not with anything fancy. And lately, these days, it's just mostly myself or the outside. Alright. Well, I've kind of fixed the area that I didn't love, that I messed up. And I'm going to call it and say that I like it and I'm happy with it. Our water's still drying, so we still give that a few minutes. Well, I don't know if anyone else's water's still drying, but mine is still dry. And I'm not going to mess up my... Oh, that's interesting. That makes it a little bit different and not as, you know, just somebody right in the center and probably head on in the camera. So, could see that. Where? I need something to fan my... to get it. I know it's usually wet, but I need the painted water to not be wet. In order so that I can finish the reflection and then we can put a ship on it. And then we can paint our palm trees. But if I paint any of that now, it's just going to blend. So I'm going to use another painting to non-wet water, yes. To fan the... to dry the water that's wet. Alright, good enough. Alright, and then I also have to look up really quickly the... hopefully this doesn't die. Our details so I can do the next step with us. The moonrise, alright. So I think that we've almost reached our detail time. And here's where it might get interesting. Because details are not my forte. But I'm going to attempt it for all of you who have watched me now paint for over an hour. Let me see. And once we put our ship on there, because that's really the most important part of this and makes it the most piratey, is once we get our pirate ship on there, we can go back and do more of the reflection in the water. And then we'll do our palm trees very last. JK, we're going to do our palm trees now, because that's what the instructions say. And I almost always follow instructions, sometimes, not always. Alright. Oh, I need another palette. Apparently I need lots, like a large palette. I need a Bob Ross one, I guess, that I can just carry that's this large. Because I have now run out of all the space that I have on my palettes. So, shall we paint some happy little palm trees? Is anyone who's painting, drawing, colouring along ready for the palm trees? I think we better, probably. So, I'm going to put the black right on the words. I don't know what words are. I can't think of it. Right on my newsprint here, because I've run out of palette space. So this is going to be what it is. Yes, happy palm trees. It's time for those. We're going to see how they come out. Oh dear, not there. We're going to use a better black. And they're going to be metallic palm trees. I didn't need that much. Oh well. So for this one, Forgot to wash that brush. Oh, I need actual water, not paint water to drink. Hold on. Let's put more of my shirt in the paint. So for the palm trees, I'm going to use this round brush here. I'm sure it has a number. If I was being fancy like and actually an artist, you know, calling it by number, I would, but I don't know it. Ooh, yes, singing is amazing. I love singing. Singing is a great medium of art as well. Also very therapeutic and fun. All right, so we are going to attempt palm trees. I don't know why I made it so much drama, but, you know. Oh yes, Cat is our ship's magician. I just made you magic, Cat. You didn't know you were a magician too. Our ship's musician. Alright. So now that I've dramaed up the palm trees, made them very full of drama, we're gonna just kind of do the corners. Black here, if you like. I'm gonna fill in over the blue. There you go. Oh, I kind of hate this, but that's alright. It's gonna look fine when it's over. Alright. So here we go with the palm trees. Actually, this is our beach. I forgot about. I didn't mean to put black to like there. Great. Whatever. It's alright. It's alright. Forgot we have to add our beach to the bottom. So we'll just go ahead and do that. While I screw it up. Because I can't straight line ever, but that's alright. Oh my goodness. I'm having a little bit of a trouble right now with this beach. But it's alright. It doesn't matter. Happy little accidents. Happy little palm trees. Happy stupid beach. It's gonna be fine. The beach, because it's in shadow or silhouette, is black. That's why I forgot. And then the palm trees are also in black because it's it's the silhouette. Now, for your palm trees, I'm learning with this black, I want a lot of paint on my brush so that you get good coverage. So what we're gonna do for the trees, really having difficulties with these trees, guys, but it's all right because they're gonna be happy. We're all happy, right? We're having fun. So you're just gonna bring a line up for the tree, thicker at the bottom, flesh out your tree however you want. Just in a, you know, just like that. Doesn't have to be fancy. And then we're going to do 5 points from this line. So we're going to do 1, 2, oh, that's great. 3. I'm going to do 6 because that's how I feel like it should look right now. That's my palm tree. It's not done, so don't judge it yet. So then we're going to take, I'm actually going to do my other tree and then I'm going to switch brushes to a smaller brush for the, well, here for the aesthetic words. You know what I meant. Let me fix it. All right. I'm going to do my other tree in the big, thick brush. And then I'm going to do the little details. So, we're going to just take this one for our second tree. And make it nice and thick trunk. Make sure your tree lines match so, you know, it's one big tree and not two broken up ones. Like mine was about to be. Oh! So I don't know if y'all can see this, but my neighbor has this cat and he is obsessed with my house and my animals. And I just looked up in the window and he's in the window. Where's my camera? Why can't I see him? Can you all see him? I don't know what he's doing. He's so weird. That's not my cat. He's always creeping. Yes, that's the one that was in my pool. In the summertime. That one, yes. I don't know. It's so creepy. All right, well, apparently he wants to watch. He used to stalk my other dog, my old dog, before she passed. He would, like, follow her real slow outside whenever we took her out. He doesn't stalk my new dog because she's wild. And she wants to be best friends. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm crazy, but not like that. So we're making our happy little palm trees here. He went away, so I'm not as concerned. That was just really creepy to look up in the window and there's a random cat. He's staring in at the window. All right, so palm trees, branches. There we go. So this is an example of the process. Trust the process. Because right now I hate these trees. They look really weird and dopey. But once we add leaves to them, they're going to look fine. You just have to trust. I'm going to just take a minute and clean up my brushes though, because I don't want to ruin them by having them sit in the water. It's important to take care of your brushes. All right. So now Don't put your paper towels in your paint, because that won't work. We're going to take a smaller brush. And we're going to just do little tiny leaves. So it's probably going to take a minute. So as we do this, I'm going to try to talk, but I don't want to mess them up. So, you know, if you have anything you want to share in the chat about how it's going, or if you weren't here earlier, you want to share what you're doing tonight, or you have Valentine's Day plans, and you want to talk about them, have at it while we paint our little tiny leaves. And make these palm trees look better. It's right, they'll look better in a minute. I think, I trust. Last time I made trees at a paint night, I hated them until we added details. And then they looked better. So, I'm going to trust that we'll get there. Yes, ice cream soup. It is reaching the point of soup almost. Right. I'm just looking at the portrait one more time. I can do these right. So you're just going to take a little brush. I like the flat one for details, but you don't have to use a flat one. You can use a round one too. And just kind of, oh no, not like that. I need a smaller one. All right. Gonna remind here that we're not gonna be mean about our art because it's how it looks. It's all right. I'm gonna suggest a very small one for this because that one was too big and it looked terrible. Okay. So actually do this a little closer and I'll show you all when I'm done. Ugh. Alright, these trees, you know, they're a little difficult. I don't know why they're being difficult, but they're being difficult. It's alright. You want a really thin brush for this one. I'm learning as I do this. For these leaves. And you're just going to kind of lightly... It's a little bit of an art to this. What do you know? It's art and there's art to it. That was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. Alright, so they look a little better as you add the leaves. See? Kind of. So you're just going to keep going and add in your leaves. Little by little with your tiny brush. Just know that I am also struggling. So don't feel bad or beat yourself up because this is a difficult part. And you're going to take each, so for each of those big branches you drew, you're going to just do tiny little leaves. Oh gosh. With small little brush strokes. And they'll look a little better, I promise. I'm hating my tree less. I'm not loving it, but I'm not hating it, so there's something. I should put it back. It's just hard to paint this from this angle. So see, you add your palm leaves and they start to look better. I told you, just trust the process. It was a reminder for myself as well. And you just keep... I need more paint though. I have to figure out where I put my black paint. There it is. I use half of this metallic paint for this. Didn't plan on that. It's alright though. Alright, so just add in our leaves to our trees to make them look less creepy. I'm going to use a different brush because I don't like this one either. Ooh, like a very, very, very tiny one. Mayhaps this one will work better. Let's see. I'm going to move to this one. Ooh, that brush worked better. Kind of. So you just want really thin leaves here for your palm trees. Hey, feather leaves work. That works too. They're just very fine little leaves. Probably bigger on the inside. That's not what I meant. As you get closer to the tree, you might want to make your leaves longer, as it were, as they be with palm trees. Alright, trying to hurry this part up so we can get to the ship. Because we all know as pirates, the ship be the most important part. There we go. These are looking better as we go. Yes, I agree. Colored pencils for this is probably very difficult, but I bet it's going to look amazing. Alright, see, they're looking a little better the more detail we add. We don't have to hate our trees so much. Oh, well, I hate that one, but that's alright. Alright, so I don't know where that alright came from because it wasn't a pirate at all. I'm gonna take an ice cream break from my trees for a moment. Don't know if anyone else needs a rum break or an ice cream break from their trees, but I do. Alright. Finishing up our trees here so that we can add... Hey, you know what I'm realizing? I don't even think I need to go back and... Yeah, it was needed. It was a needed ice cream break. I don't even know if I need to go back and add to my reflection because I kind of like how it is. So sometimes you need a little break from your painting or your art to then have new eyes to set on it and see how you feel. Or you need trees that you don't like and they distract you and then you look back and say, oh, alright, they're not so bad. Oh, that's a good point, Cat Eye from Costume Design. I think the last thing I had from Costume Design type was when I was a very small child and they had the plates that you could put together different outfits and kind of rub the crayons on them to make your outfits. That's about as far as I got with that. Yes, rum break also these days. Rum, yeah. Feel that too. Alright, let's get a little more. Oh gosh. Those are very thick leaves, but that's okay. I'm gonna fill them in. They're gonna look a little wild, but that's alright. Oh wow. Look at that! See moonshine right after moonshine from midsummer. I love that. It's like kismet or something. I love it. Also always love your theatre stories, Kat. I think my only theatre one is from when I was very small, and I've probably told it already because I tell all my stories over and over. But you all love me, so you listen anyway. Kermit? I said kismet. Alright, I apologize for the not facing y'all at this moment, but I gotta get these leaves in. And I can't do it. Hold on. I can't do it like that. When I was younger, I was a showbiz kid. We helped in the older kids' plays, and there was one that we were munchkins, but they put us right on stage next to the terrifying wizard. Wasn't the greatest choice. We were very scared. That's my story. That's all I got. Alright, these leaves are almost done. They're not my best work, but that is alright. Because they're going to look how they're going to look. And I'm not going to stress about it. Because we're having fun. I'm actually having fun. I hope everyone else is still having fun. Alright, I'm calling it. There be my trees. There they are. Just gonna touch it up a little bit here. Alright, so I think we're about coming up to our last detail here, which would be our ship. And the most important part, our ship. So what we can do, I'm going to decide what brush I want to use. And I'm going to take a look at the ship again to decide exactly how I would like to do this and show you all how to do it. So we're going to paint first the bottom of the ship. And we're going to see how this works. As I said, details are not always my strong suit. I'm going to just go for some more ice cream first before we do this. Or decide to ruin my background that I've actually become very fond of by messing up the ship. That always seems to be, sometimes I have a dilemma. Sometimes, I don't know if anyone else does this when they're doing their art. And you create a background that you're very pleased with. It won't, I'll show you. You create, also if you go to, I don't know if I ever gave, I know we gave credit before in the posts and all, but I will say that I found this wonderful tutorial. This is not all for me. I didn't come up with this portrait. I found a lovely tutorial. That's fair, Kat. I feel that because I do that. I paint a whole background that I love, and then I feel like I get at a standstill because I don't want to mess it up. But I'm sure your ship is going to be lovely. And so I found this step-by-step painting on a blog by Tracy Kiernan, and that's what's linked in here too if you want to go to see the step-by-step and not just me telling it to ye how to do it, but you want to watch. She has a video, she has step-by-step pictures. It's very, very helpful. So I think that's what's going to come in handy. That's what I keep peeking at over here before we do the ship. So that was my little piece. Also, Kat, that's a wonderful idea. I'm going to take a portrait of where I'm at now before I do the ship. So excuse my portrait. All right. Are we ready for the ship? I think I'm about as ready as I'm going to be. So you're going to take your brush, your small one, for your details. And we're going to kind of paint. Oh, wait. I'm going to put this in a place I can see it without looking down at y'all. Just going to put it on top of our reflection. And I am going to turn my back to you for a moment. I apologize. Just so I can do the ship right. So you're going to kind of do a top line like this. Oh gosh, it's so wavy. It's alright, I'm a wavy person. Never. Yeah. And you're going to do this, and we're going to dip down. I don't know what to call this shape, or I would describe it to you better, but I don't know, so I'm just going to talk about it. Kind of like a frying pan. You just draw like a little pan pot, see it? And then we're going to fill it in. Careful on the back deck. Oh my gosh. I just started like shaking. And just fill your silhouette to your ship in here. Also, it's a silhouette, so it's alright if it's not perfect. It's how shadows are. They're not perfect. So you've got your base of your ship. We've got our bottom there. And then we're going to kind of bring it up to put the deck here. Oh, this looks like a frying pan, but that's alright. And kind of bring this... Oops. Well, it is what it is. Bring that down. Just like that. See? How we doing? How we doing? All right? It's not the greatest. That's all right. Once we do that, we are going to make our... where we're going to put our sails. I'm going to touch this up just a little bit because I made my ship very high. I'll make this. And And then we need our masts. So I'm going to do one up the middle. Just draw a line straight up like that. Then we need a little one here. What do you want? My cat is interrupting us because he does that. I need to. I'm going to do one here, a line like this. All right, so now we've got the base of the ship. Mine is a very wonky ship. I'm going to try to fix it a little bit. That's a little better. It's very pointy ship. Oh, I could fix this. I don't have to make it that pointy. There we go. There's my ship. Oh, it's still weird. Yes, it's all about, yes. Now I'm going to have that stuck in my head. Thank thee. Thank ye for that. I'm really going to fix my base, and then I promise we're going to move on to the sails very shortly, as soon as I make this in a way that I like it. All right, good enough. It's a very pointy ship. We're gonna make some sails now. See how that goes. So the sails, trying to do this so you can see. I'm gonna just kind of go and just kind of make that shape, and then we'll fill it in, and then you make smaller ones up the way. Up the way. That's the words. How we doing? Ah! Alright, well my sail got a little out of sorts, but it looks like a sail, so that's what matters, right? I'm going to do a little one here. And then just a little tiny one at the top there in the middle. Oh, yay! I missed it because I was looking at my painting, but awesome. Just doing our little paint sails. And really, then we can just put finishing touches on and we'll be all finished. I'm going to take a moment, mayhaps another ice cream break from... Oh dear, didn't mean to do that. Just clicking things. Oh, it might not because I don't have the overlays, or I don't know the right words. Sorry, don't mean to talk about it. I'm just, It's just me, so I don't have a good setup. I don't have a setup that'll do that. I apologize. All right, so we're just finishing touches, putting our sails on. There we go, Monday then. Oh, I'm getting too much paint on my brush and I'm missing my details here. That's a tricky thing here. But I'm just gonna call it and say, there we go. You have your boat with your sails. I will probably go back in later and just kind of darken some of these silhouettes up if I feel like it. Let me look at the portrait and see where we're at. Oh, I need a top one here. Hold on. There we go. So now we're just about finished our portrait here. How's everyone doing? And what we can add, well, we have two more kind of finishing touches we can do that will make it pop really, is you want to take your black that you're using, if you would like, and add a little more of kind of reflection in the water under the ship to give it a little more. So just kind of like this. Not quite like that, but that's how it's gonna go in mine. Just there. And then what we can do for added detail, the last two kind of things, is wash. You want to wash, and I'm going to do this, but I'll probably go over it later for myself just because I want it to be a little more opaque. I'm going to bring this closer so you can see where we're at as we're finishing up here. Is our ship. My ship's a little bit wonky, but if you look at it from far away, you can't tell too much. And then so we can go back with our white. Do I have any more white is the question. I'll get my white palette out. Yes. And kind of just do little details to make it pop a little more in your silhouette, if you would like. So what we can do is kind of get your white and just add a little white in the branches. Make sure that your black is dry before you do this, because otherwise it'll just blend. Give it a little more layered. Like shadow. Well, this isn't shadow, this is lightening it, but you know what I mean. I'm not claiming to be an art teacher. Just a pirate trying to paint. So just not every branch or leaf, but just kind of highlight them with the white if you want. And it'll make it kind of pop a little bit more. Oh, don't do that though. Alright, well my highlight got a little wild. Just wherever you see that you want to just highlight your branches or your leaves here. Just a little bit of white for highlighting. I'll give it a little more This is true. We are pirates. Wild is how we do. But again, that bit where I feel I get a little too needing to control it or contain, just irks me a little, but that's all right. It's a learning process. We're learning together and having fun. All right. So what you can also do if you like, and you're enjoying, you want to do some more highlights. Once your ship is dry, you can highlight your ship a bit, like outlining. Kind of just adding some highlight to your ship. This way. To your sails, just wherever you think there ought to be a little highlight. And I'm going to leave the highlight there because A, my ship be not dry yet, and B, I want to add more black to it to really make it more opaque than what it is, because I was being conservative in my paint application for the details, so I want to just touch it up some afterwards, because I know we're ending, we're kind of coming to 9 o'clock here, so I don't want to keep you much longer. I do appreciate everyone that has watched me paint for 2 hours and hopefully had fun and painted along, or just drank your rum, that's fine too. And one last thing we can do, and I'm going to use my metallic paints for this, is, ouch, we can make some, like the sky pop a little bit, and this is going to probably get paint everywhere, but that's also what I do, clearly, so. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I'm very much appreciative of you for joining us, or me, really, especially on my first stream by myself. And I'm glad you enjoyed. So what I'm going to do now is take a silver. You can also do white, but I like the silver because it's shiny. Oh, thank you, Kat. Thank you, thank you. I am glad. And you can use a fan brush or another brush and just get some paint on the end of it, right? Oh, I made this hat. Thank you. I actually, it needs some more stiffener, but I sewed up the side and I sewed the trim on it. I did not make, however, while we're on painting. All right, let me finish this step and I'm going to show you my hat details, because I did not make the details on them and I'm very happy with them, and some of our crew contributed. So hold. So once you put paint here on a brush, I'm going to try it with the fan brush. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but we're going to try it. You just kind of, I forget how to do this, but I'm trying to like freckle it. I'm going to throw it at it. Whatever, I'm not going to do that, but you can. However, my brain doesn't want to make it work. You just kind of speckle your sky there, if you like, as your finishing touches to it. I might actually, though, spread some silver in the ocean in the reflection. Yes, the toothbrush. I'm just having a moment with the brush and it's not working. But a toothbrush would work. So instead, I'm going to just kind of give my ocean, my reflection, some shine. There. Yes, it's supposed to, yeah, anyway, I'll do it later. But I am very pleased with my portrait, and I hope that everyone else, if you were arting along at home, is pleased with how yours came out. And being nice to yourself about it, because it was a lot of fun and I'm sure they all look wonderful. I'm very excited to see everyone's in Discord afterwards and mayhaps shared elsewhere too. I don't know what we want to do with them, but I love you too. So here, I will just show you mine. This is my mostly finished. Oh, you can't see. And then I want to tell you about the thing on my hat, since Kodaro mentioned my hat. And I'm glad you all had fun. So, oh, I'm not going to do that. So this on my hat was made by our lovely May May. She made for me in my favorite colors. And then these were made by Annie, who is also our artist on our crew, who painted these. And I love them. So that's where they came from. And I love them, and they make wonderful accents to my hat. And I just am sad not everyone gets to see them up close. So I guess since we have reached 9 o'clock and we have finished our portraits and our paintings and maybe our rum, if you're drinking your rum, I lost my ice cream. I have almost finished my ice cream. It is mostly melted. I guess it is kind of a milkshake at this point, but I won't complain. Thank you. Yes, and Annie did a wonderful job. I love them so dearly. So I am going to say, I guess, have a lovely rest of your night. Enjoy if you're putting finishing touches on your art, and maybe you're giving it to your special someone or your sweetie, or you're just keeping it for yourself. And thank you. Have a good rest of your weekend and a happy Valentine's Day if you're doing anything fun or just treating yourself, 'cause Valentine's Day. All right, goodbye. Oh, cheers. I figure out how to end this.